Making inferences. I can make an inference or draw a conclusion for an image. Read the passage. The next week passed quickly. There were all kinds of preparations for a trip to Colorado. Every day was filled with things to do. She saw Mark once more, but just for a few minutes. He had started his summer job and just came by one evening to wish her luck. Cindy Palmer arrived back in Truscott the day before Val left. She couldn't believe Val was going, but she was excited for her friend. Val knew she'd miss Cindy, but by this time Val knew she had to go. Wow, that was a lot of information. What makes this passage or other passages difficult? More than one character or multiple characters? Unusual names? Pronouns like I, you, he, she, her, it, we. When there's a lot of them, pronouns can be very confusing. More than one thing is happening at once. We are jumping right into the scene. Some things are not directly stated. We have to figure it out. What does your brain have to do in order to make sense of it all? Make observations. Visualize. Determine and organize text elements like characters, setting, what is happening. Ask yourself questions like who, what, when, where, why, how. Observing the details. When you make observations while reading, you are stating what you see or read only. When you observe while reading, you are stating the facts. You should not start an observation with I think or maybe. Let's practice. Observing the details. What do you observe about this picture? I see a plant. The plant has green leaves. The leaves are drooping and not standing up straight. The plant is in a silver bucket. Notice I just observed things I could see with my eyes based off the picture. Now I can use what I see plus what I know to make an inference. So using what you see plus what you know to make an inference. Now take what you observed about the plant. Think about what you know about plants and make an inference. I see drooping and wilting leaves that are not up straight. And I know that when plants are not healthy, they start to wilt and die. I also know plants need water and sunlight to survive. So I can infer this plant is dying and needs water or sunlight to survive. What do you see? List all the things you see in this picture, just what you observe with your eyes. Don't make any inferences yet. So now we're going to use what we see plus what we know to make an inference. On the last slide, you were asked to list all the observations. So I see a girl in a swimming pool. I see she is wearing a swimming cap and goggles. The goggles are on her head, not her eyes. Her mouth is open. I see Rio 2016. So what do you know? What's your background knowledge? Well, I know that Rio 2016 was the Olympics. I know that swimming is an event in the Olympics, and I know participating in the Olympics is for extremely talented athletes. So, based off what I see plus what I know, I can infer that she just swam in the Olympics and appears to be happy or surprised. I infer that she did really well. Maybe she even won. Again, what do you see? Just list the observations. So, on the last slide, you were asked to list the observations. I see two people hugging. I see the people standing in a road. I see trash, destroyed structures, and fallen trees around the people. Now, what do you know? What's your background knowledge? What do you think belongs in column 2? Well, I know large storms cause destruction. I know destruction causes people to be scared, unsure, sad, or in need. So now, taking what you see and what you know, what can you infer? What do you think belongs in the last column? I infer that a natural disaster such as a tornado or hurricane destroyed their neighborhood. I infer they are comforting each other. All right, so look at this painting. Make as many observations as you can. Look at all the details and be descriptive with your observations. So I see a lot of things. I see a girl sitting on a bench. She has a black eye. She has a bandaged knee. Her shoelaces are untied. The girl is smiling. The girl's hair is coming undone. She is sitting outside a door with the word principal on it. The people in the room are looking out. I'm sure there's a lot more observations you could make about this picture. So, using what we see plus what we know, we're going to make an inference. What's happening in this picture? What makes you say that? After this presentation, your next task in Schoology will be to make an inference on a discussion board based on this picture. Continue to the next task in Schoology.